Hello, I hope you like my little intro. This is a review of Forza 7. It's not a full review, it's a review from perspective of whether it's worth buying to play hot lapping basically. It's obviously a sound game because it's number 7. That's a bit of a clue that it's popular, and as you can see the graphics are really nice. But from a hot lapper's perspective, is it worth purchasing it? Because you've got all the other Forzas to still play with. We'll see what the major problem is, and there is a major problem with buying it with a view to just hot lapping. Well, the good news is the graphics are nice like they normally are in Forza. They move quite nicely. There seems to be a bit more head movement or vehicle movement. You can turn that off if you don't like it. If there's any jerkiness in this playback, it's because of the way the Xbox has captured it in low res. And also, it still has a bit of input lag, I think, because sometimes the car will do this spin where it goes left, left, or right, left, or whatever, and you can't catch it. The major problem is the leaderboards from a hot lapper's point of view. They're almost inaccessible. They're buried in the free race, of all places, in the single player. I think it's just in the single player. There's no direct access to them without setting up a race, which seems ludicrous. And then when you get into the leaderboards, there's no real filtering system. Unless I'm missing something crucial, which it's entirely possible. I've only been playing it 3 days. It's just a real mess as far as the leaderboards are concerned. And the other thing that I don't like is they've released the game to quite a large fanfare, and there's still quite a lot of it that don't actually work, plus some quite glaring bugs. The replay system sometimes, it's just awful. That really needs updating. On the replay videos, the cars look like they're floating. They have a tendency to load the wrong car in as well. It's whatever car you've got in the garage that'll load into the replay that you're watching. That's got to be a bug. I'm also getting frequent controller disconnections, which I used to get playing multiplayer on the last Forza. Was it Forza 6? I've played them all. And here at the menu you can see Forzathon not working, Auction House not working, Marketplace not working. You would expect them to be working from day one. Why not? It makes no sense. It all seems just a little bit lazy, to be honest with you. Especially lazy is the track replays. It's been like that for years. It were nice 10 years ago, but that were 10 years ago, turn 10. You need to update how you set the cameras up, what you can do with the cameras while you're viewing replays. It's just not good enough anymore. It's not up to scratch. And also, especially lazy is the leaderboards. You've always had access to the leaderboards, different classes in Forza. It makes it a whole different game. You don't have to play against 10-year-olds that don't know how to drive. It's that simple. I don't play multiplayer anymore. I don't like the single player because the AI is terrible. Now Turn 10 seems to have spent some time making it so your windscreen gets lovely and dirty while you're driving from the car view, and you can't do anything about it. But there's jumbo jets flying about and other distractions and silly crowd noises. Maybe that processing power should have been put into the AI or something like that. And I'm sorry if this sounds very negative, but it is negative. The lack of leaderboards has basically made the game pointless from a hot lapper's point of view. So there you have it. It looks nice, but it's no big change over any of the other Forzas that's been on the Xbox One. Or the Xbox 360 for that matter. In fact, in some ways it's quite a backward step, especially without the leaderboards. And just to make sure you've got the point, what's the point of releasing a game brand new with things like the Auction House and Marketplace and other features that just aren't working? We've paid for it, why isn't it working? It's that simple. It's £50. Oh, and the other thing, when I downloaded it, I got it from the Xbox store. It took ages, but it wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. I had to wait until... I don't even know why. It just wouldn't work, and then when I came home from work, it would work. So presumably it's something to do with their servers, because I didn't change anything or reinstall anything. So you probably got to have your Xbox connected all the time. Oh, and to end on a positive note, I think the single player is actually an improvement, even though they do the hand-holding thing where they've got all this film and then you put straight into a car that handles like a roller skate from the outs. You know, you've got the outside view, you can't even sit in cockpit until it lets you. You have to do that 3 times, including driving a truck and some kind of speedy Japanese car in the rain at Suzuka. Extremely unpleasant and a total waste of time. But once you get into the single player through that little barrier, it's quite good. But I don't understand why they've put these mod cards in it. It just seems childish and pointless, unless it's something to do with microtransactions. Anyway, I'm sorry it's a negative. I wish it were better. But if you're in it for hot lapping, I think it's probably a total waste of time as it stands, unless they fix the leaderboards. I can't see them doing that though. But I'm usually really interested in the game in the first 2 or 3 weeks it's out, which is why I don't like all the downloadable content. It just, when I'm done with the game, no matter how good it is, that's probably it after a month at most. It could be different with racing games if you've got the hot lapping, but you haven't with this. So thanks for watching anyway. If it gets updated, I'll probably put another video out. Oh, and I don't have anything against 10-year-olds either. I spent a year being one myself.